Well, I grew up on the coast of North Carolina, down in a little town called Wilmington. We had about 50,000 people at that time when I grew up there. This was back in the early 60s, 50s, and very quiet community, extreme southeastern part of the state, right just about 50 miles north of Myrtle Beach. We, when I was born, for the first, say 5 years of my life, we lived in a project, housing project called Hillcrest. And when I was about 5 years old, we moved from the south side of town to what we call the north side of town, and lived for a number of years on Chestnut Street, 7th and Chestnut Street.
Growing up on the coast was freeing because being just 7 miles from the Atlantic Ocean, the thing that always amazed me about the ocean was just so immense. And somehow when you see something like that, I guess it's maybe the same kind of feeling people get when they see the Grand Canyon for the first time, or hear astronauts talk about the view from Earth the first time from outer space. You put yourself in perspective. When I went to college in Chapel Hill, about 2.5 hours drive inland from the coast, I actually took a jar of sand and seawater as a way of just reminding me to keep things in perspective. And when I'd go home, I always had to take a trip to the beach. No trip home was complete without a trip just to the beach, just walking and just kind of taking it in. Nighttime, especially where you had no moon and it was just totally black, you couldn't really see the waves except for the fluorescence in the water as the waves would just kind of crash on the beach. And that was always pretty special.